I'm Veronica Brandon Miller, and this is Goodwill, Minnesota's Good News, where we share with you some of the good that's happening in our community. And I know I say this all the time, but the reason this show was put together was specifically so we could share the good. Definitely watch the regular news, but don't get depressed, because every Sunday we bring fabulous people who are doing goodwill in this community. So definitely stay tuned. I want to follow up with a letter from Mr. Waterside of Venice, who asked me to explain. I talk about Goodwill ambassadors, and I would love to talk to you about Goodwill ambassadors. In fact, we have a Goodwill ambassador here today who's going to be talking about his own business, but Goodwill ambassadors are volunteers that come to us, and we help them understand what Goodwill does. And they go and spread the mission of Goodwill throughout the community. So depending if you're looking for a speaker at a Rotary Club, we have volunteers that go out and talk about how we help people get back into the job or transition back into the civilian workforce if you're coming back from the military, whatever it is. And I know we have some pictures of some wonderful Goodwill ambassadors that you probably had no idea. So if you're interested in becoming a Goodwill ambassador, definitely go to experiencegoodwill.org and click on. These ambassadors also help us at our events. We have a marketing committee with fabulous people that help us get our word out. In fact, Jamie DiDomenico from Cool Today, he's a Goodwill ambassador. That's on the screen right now. Wonderful advocate in hiring veterans and, again, helping them reintegrate back into the workforce. We also have people in retirement who have time that want to volunteer and go out and speak on our behalf or help with resume writing. Whatever it is, we'll help find something great for you to do. So again, Goodwill, experiencegoodwill.org if you're interested in becoming a Goodwill ambassador. And I hope, Tim, when I introduce you, you're going to talk about how wonderful it is to be a Goodwill ambassador. And now I would love to introduce our first two guests who have put together an amazing program and something so needed. So for our viewers, I would love to introduce you to Melissa Wandel, who is representing the Mark Wandel Foundation, and Kim Mealy, who is wearing a second hat today and supporting Melissa with the Mark Wandel Foundation. So I'm giving you the mic. Tell us how it all came about.
Thank you so much. Back in October of 2003, my husband, unfortunately, his life was taken by a red light runner, and our daughter was born 2 weeks later. So out of that great loss, to honor my husband and to honor my daughter in her life, I wanted to start a foundation that would give back and help heal kids in grief. I was a kiddo in grief. I had lost my sister, and I knew the isolation that came along with that. And I knew how you just felt different and how you needed to connect with other, kids that were going through the same thing that you were going through. So when this happened, when I lost the love of my life in a second, I wanted hope for my daughter, but I wanted healing for other great kids in our community and in the state of Florida, because it's just that important. So I connected with the Comfort Zone Camp, which is the #1 grief camp in the country, and they are so much along the lines of what I believe in, which is, let's not victimize these great kids. Let's not just give them gifts. Let's not push them aside. Let's give them conversation. Let's let them spark their own conversation, but let's support them by talking about their grief so that they can grow up to be happy, healthy, and optimistic adults, because they are our future.
So, and you have the camp here now.
Absolutely. We have, the Mark Wandel Foundation has been in existence for 11 years, and we've been working really hard at trying to raise some funds to facilitate this program. So as of October 24th, we are bringing Comfort Zone Camp to our community right here in, it'll be at Nolan Middle School. It's just a one-day camp this year. Next year we'll do a 3-day camp. But we have already had 2 trainings for volunteers. We have 46 volunteers that will train to be with these great kiddos throughout the day and be almost like a mentor to them, somebody else that they can turn to within that day. to really help them understand not just the sadness of their grief, but also the connections that they're going to make, and the wonderful opportunity that they have to really start the healing process.
And Kim, you lost your husband.
I did about a little over a year ago, and somebody asked me to meet Melissa, and you're kind of hesitant at first, but it's been such a gift to meet somebody that's similar to my age and going through. I have 2 young boys that are 11 and 5, and they were 10 and 4 when Mike passed away, and I didn't know what to do, quite frankly. I was just so lost. And just meeting Melissa, I mean, she was further along, as she said, in her journey, but still in this journey of, what do you do? Who do you talk to? Who understands what you're going through? But my big thing was my children. I just saw them, especially my older son, not wanting to play sports, not wanting to go places because he didn't have a dad anymore, and he was the only kid without a dad. And I felt like, wow, there's got to be something more. And there wasn't a lot of help for children in this area that I found that, through my research. So when Melissa approached me and said, I've been working on this for a while, and we had coffee and just connected, I was like, wow, where can I help? Because this is going to benefit not only my children, but myself, but so many other children that have lost. And luckily, we don't want to be in this club, but we are, and we've met so many other widows that have children that have this need, but are amazing kids that, can thrive and have a wonderful life, and but meet other people that have something in common with them.
And you were talking to me about the programming, because when Mike died, someone said to your son, now you're the man of the family.
Yes, which just threw me. Right after my husband died, a couple people said to my son, well, now you're the man, you're in charge, and
he's
you
10
need,
years old.
10 years old, and you need to take care of mommy. And I was like, whoa, no, he is a child. His childhood has already changed so much, and you only get one childhood. You have to make it great for your kids. And I was just devastated. I said, no, he is a child. I'm taking care of him. And he needs to have fun and go play with kids and grow and learn and talk about this and not feel that he has this pressure on him now, because they don't understand it. And then my little guy, my 5-year-old, it took a long time for him to understand that Daddy was not coming back and that he was in heaven, and still asks about him and still questions at times, still confusing for a young child. So this camp, I think, is just going to be so helpful, because they're going to be able to give us some tools to work with the kids, and also the kids to work with each other. And then also for parents, one thing Melissa can explain on the Saturday one-day program, I'm going to be able to attend.
Right,
Yeah.
and so what they do is they break up the children. The children all go into their age range. Number one, that we take from ages 5 to 17, 18 if they're still in high school. So like the 5 and 6-year-olds will be together. They group them up. But so they group those kids up, those kiddos to be together. But then they take the parents, the surviving parent or the guardian, they put them in a totally different area. So they're away from the kids, but they learn about their grief. They get to ask questions, but they also get to learn how to talk with their kids in grief and get to answer those questions, just like Kim was saying, that they always say, I want to say what not to say. People just give hugs. Just tell people, I don't know what you're going through, but I'm there to support you. But certainly don't tell a 10-year-old that they are the man of the family now, because to them, they become that. They feel that they have to take care of mom and little brother, and that now it's even bigger. Their grief has gotten bigger because now they have a bigger responsibility other than just grieving.
And what I love, what you just said, the kids are together, and they might not be able to talk to their friends, but now they're in a setting where they're with someone their age who's gone through the same thing, so they understand.
Yep.
So they're communicating, and without the kids and the parents, because the parents are like, okay, we're not going to bring this up. Now they're amongst people that are experiencing what they're experiencing and helping them. So I love that you're doing the parents and the kids.
Yeah, and my daughter said it best. She went when she was 8, and she's 11 now. And she said to me, she said, Mom, she said, what I could best tell people and tell other kids is that if there were other kids in my school that had lost, they wouldn't have to ask me why I didn't want to go to a father-daughter dance. So for her, it finally brought her comfort after all of these years.
How are you funded?
We are funded by the community. We have a fundraiser every year in between October 24th and November 13th. October 24th was when my husband lost his life. Our daughter was born on November 13th. So November 6th and 7th, we have a great evening at Gulf Gold Coast Eagle, to talk a little bit, have some great drinks, have some great food, and then on Saturday we have a golf tournament at the Legacy at Lakewood Ranch to honor and celebrate my husband and his life, and to honor my daughter, but to give back to these great kiddos in grief, and to be able to really let people know that, come out, support us. When you support us, we're supporting our community, because we can take 40 kids in this camp, at the one-day camp, and we already have 32 kids that are just from Sarasota, Bradenton alone, and we have a lot more kids in this community that need us.
And they can go to your website. I know we put it on. It's themarkwandolfoundation.org, and you can find out about. There it is. You can find out about the golf tournament, also the grief camp, and ways to donate. And you look for volunteers?
Absolutely. We can always utilize volunteers, especially during these events. But we can also use volunteers that can almost be ambassadors for us, that can get people to understand that grief is an issue, but it doesn't have to be. That we can help these kids out. So if we have some great people that come out and just want to help and want to give back, you know what, an hour, or 5 hours, it doesn't make a difference. And the same thing with donations. I always tell people, yes, we love those $5,000 checks, but we love those $5, those $20 checks, because they all add up. They all go towards, all of our money goes directly to help these kids. So we appreciate the community's involvement, and even like you today, giving back your time in order to get our messaging out. We truly appreciate it.
Well, I'm going to challenge all our viewers to think of how you can help. Like Melissa said, even if it's $5, $5,000, $5 million, definitely consider the markwandolfoundation.org. But also, I know we get a lot of letters from businesses that are interested in coming on the show. And I know you put together some kind of work program and say, oh, let's fundraise for an organization. I would love for you to consider the Mark Wandel Foundation. And to find out information, how to reach Melissa, definitely go on the website and consider what can you do, especially this is the giving time of year to give back to such an amazing organization. So
thank you.
Thank you for sharing all that wonderful stuff.
Thank you.
Also, too, with grief, I just want to say, we don't want to talk about it ever. And, this is helping the children, because it is something you try not to talk about, or what do I say, or what do I do? And, I really have lived that now. People actually walking away from me when they see me because they don't know what to say, or they say something that they don't mean to say, and it starts a tear in my eye. And, it's okay, like she was saying, just to say how you doing, or
just that
a hug.
communication.
Yep. But with the children, that it's okay, because there are so many children out there have lost a parent or a guardian. I never realized it till it happened to me. You don't think sometimes about things because it's not part of your world. And as we had children later in life, there's going to be more children, and we've got to give them tools to be able to function in society and to do things and to believe in themselves and to not feel that isolation and loneliness. So that, to me, I think is so important, and that's why I think it's so important to support the foundation, the kids, but just all the other programs too. And Melissa's supporting kids going off to college, trying to, and the younger kids as well.
And Children's versus Sarasota.
And Children's versus Sarasota. It just blew me away, and it's helped me so much. So I appreciate everything you've been doing, and can't wait for the events.
Well, we're working together, and that's the great thing, and we're getting people to talk about grief, and so you've been able to help us do that, so thank you so much.
So again, the markwandolfoundation.org, and just consider this too, every time you make a donation to them, they don't have money that goes to staff. She's doing this free of charge, so the more money that comes in, more grief camps can develop. So
thank you.
Please consider.
Yes.
Great time of year. I hate to segue away from this, but I'm going to need your help later on too. But I was talking about a Goodwill ambassador, and we do have a fabulous Goodwill ambassador, and his name is Tim Holliday, who is the co-owner of Children's World, uniform and supply store.
Yes.
So tell me, now when I go down Bee Ridge and I see Children's World, it's misleading.
A little bit, a little bit. A lot of people know us for school uniforms. We outfit the vast majority of schools that wear uniforms to school, and just had our busy time of year for that. But we do a whole lot more than that. We do promotional items, we do custom embroidery, and we have a post office in our facility as well. And then probably one of the neatest things that we have is a specialty toy store, which is about the most unique thing in this area, I think, and a lot of fun. And you know, here it's October and it's time to start thinking about the holidays, and so much fun can be had out of that. But I think we've all seen cases where you buy a nice toy, or so you think, and then child plays with it for 5 minutes, and then the box becomes more interesting and they never play with the toy again.
How true is that? Yeah.
Right. Well, we try to eliminate that whole thing. In our store, we have almost everything out so the kids can play while they're in the store. Mom and dad can bring them in and kind of let them go and kind of see what they like and what they don't like. And we offer free play days as well, so specific things where they get to come in, do something fun, and take it home with them. And it all kind of culminates for us in a big event called Neighborhood Toy Store Day, which is the 5th year for this, November 14th on Saturday. It's essentially a celebration of everything you'd like about your neighborhood toy store. From years ago when you used to be able to walk down the road and go to your local store, to now. We have in ASTRA, which is the American Specialty Toy Retailing Association, we have about 1,700 members nationwide. And almost all of them participate in this like we do. It's a fabulous day. Lots and lots of fun, lots of all the activities and things to do, kind of all piled into one crazy day. So definitely, I would say if you have kids or grandkids, plan on coming by anytime 10 to 4 on November 14th. And then along with that, that is also the kickoff for us for our Toys for Tots drive. A lot of people in this area see the nice big houses and see the beach and the fancy cars, and they think, hey, Sarasota, it's well-to-do. And while that is true to a great degree, there is a lot of places where that's not true. And last year, Toys for Tots in this area, counting the toys and the books that they gave away, 70,000 pieces.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It's huge. Yeah. And people don't realize that there's such a need here. And for the last several years that we've participated with Toys for Tots, we do really about the best bang for your buck you can get. If you come in and buy a toy from us to put in the Toys for Tots bin, or if you give us cash and say, hey, buy something, we will match 50% of whatever you do. So you buy a $20 toy, we throw a $10 toy in too. And doing that, last year we were actually the largest collection space for Toys for Tots in Sarasota.
Oh,
so
wow. I applaud you. That's awesome.
Thank you. And
do you got some show and tell?
We do, because also this time of year, many lists come out with, hey, these are the top toys of the year. The dirty little secret with that is almost all of those the manufacturer paid to get on that list.
Right.
So it's not necessarily that the toy is fabulous, it's that the manufacturer paid a fee to get their toy on the list, and that's fabulous. But there is one list that's different. Again, the American Specialty Toy Retailing Association, we have our own awards that we call the Best Toys for Kids. And play experts like the folks in our store and others throughout the country. If you come in and, preview and play, well, you can come in anytime and do that. And we look at a lot of toys that are coming out each year, and we make some picks. There you go. And that's one of them, actually. A great Yarn-tastic.
Yarn-tastic.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, I love it.
You make your own little pom-pom tree.
Oh, you see? A pom-pom tree? Oh, look.
I like that.
Oh, and then,
you can use this for decorating like your own, like the trees. And I like that.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I love it.
Halloween.
And it's educational.
Yeah.
I love that.
So much to it. And then this is one of my favorites, and it's a little car. It's called Madari, and every little part of that comes apart. So from the suspension to the drivetrain, everything. You can take it apart, you can put it together, you can mix and match between models and make your own car. The engineering
For the
piece
boys.
of that
I was just thinking
is,
that.
oh, it's
Jake and
absolutely
Max would
amazing.
love that.
Yeah,
cool.
it
And
is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, full wheel steering, suspension, the
Oh, I
whole
love it.
9
oh,
yards.
Look, you can
That is
fix
cool.
it yourself. Look at that.
Exactly.
How
Parts
cute.
and
Yeah,
everything.
That's amazing. And look at all the little cones. We could teach
Yeah.
drivers how to drive.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I love it. There's cones in there.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay, they're in there.
They're in
Get
there.
them in.
Wonderful.
And then for the little ones, this is such a cool design. One of my favorite small manufacturing companies up in Minnesota. These guys have this. It's called Roll-A-Go, and it's for the little kids, 12 months and up. And the whole
me hold it up. Do you
concept
see
of
it?
that, to be able to roll it around and see the different colored balls move and
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Isn't it neat?
Yeah. Jeremy, guess what? My husband.
There you go.
Fascinating. Now, if I could just take out the trash on it, he can maybe figure
Memorize
that
Like the
out.
magic 8 ball.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
always a shock. Every Thursday, I'm like, it's trash day tomorrow. Is it?
Surprise.
Every Thursday. But go ahead. Sorry.
And then this is another one. Love this company, Crazy Aaron's Thinking Putty, and Crazy Aaron, actually, you'll appreciate this, especially from Goodwill and your focus with disabilities and such. Their entire company is manned by folks with one type of disability or another.
Oh, wow.
That's their mission. And
Wow.
they do a fantastic job. They make the world's coolest putty. This particular kit is our award winner this year. You get to mix your own colors.
Oh,
So you
can
get
you
little
see that
tins
on the
and you get to
top?
mix and
Look at
decide
that.
whatever color you want
fantastic.
and make your own.
My own
So there's a
putty.
bunch of little tins in there you get to do that with, which is totally cool.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you're
Yeah.
shopping already.
Yeah,
for
Well, I
I'm-
was going to
my
say,
list
these
is
are
in
great
the-
for middle schoolers, too. I
Oh,
mean, that's
right.
the wonderful
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Absolutely. And,
Yeah.
and you know, even nowadays with as much technology and everything that there is, there's nothing like a good toy or activity or game to sit down and play.
Oh, yeah.
Hands-on.
Exactly.
We have these,
Do
and my
ya?
kids love it.
What is it?
They love it. Yeah.
It's the Ogo
Yes.
sport. Yeah, it's and actually you kind of had it one way, she
Yeah.
had it another way, and that's what's so cool. You
Yeah.
buy a set of these, and it comes with a little ball, which is somewhere down in my,
and you go
my
like
fin.
that?
Yeah,
We do it a lot in the pool. Play with it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great
You-
idea.
And when it gets hot, you can do it with water balloons.
Yeah.
And then you can actually use these as frisbees too. So a lot of the toys and items we have are like that. They're open-ended where you can find a whole lot of different ways to play with them, which gives great value instead of just, okay, well here it is, and once you've done this, you're done. But those are awesome.
Show me one more.
All right, one more. Let's see. How do we limit it to this? Here's a great craft piece. This is our little puppy dog. And we have different ones. They're made with...
Okay, so this is a before.
That's right.
Love it.
See it before?
Kind of like a chia pet, except
want
without the
one.
grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
So,
like those.
how cool is that? Okay, so that shows you how to do it. It's paper?
Yep. It's kind of like paper mache. It sticks right on there,
Yeah.
and then when you're done, you have a fully three-dimensional piece.
Well, it looks like the tool when you used to get highlights years ago when they put through the
Oh,
cap.
yeah,
you know?
that's right, that's right. Yeah.
It's like, put it in there, yeah.
But do you know
Okay.
what's great about these toys is, you know, after you're done, it's your pride and joy, and you're going to display this, and your
Absolutely.
friends come into your room like, look, I did that.
I made it.
So that is so cool. And what we love also about Children's World is that you will be coming to our Goodwill locations. So check out experiencegoodwill.org to find out when Tim is coming to the Goodwill community rooms and is going to bring his box of toys and talk about the latest educational and engaging toys.
Absolutely, and more of this, and then even just tips on what to look for when you're looking to buy a toy for the different ages, because you know a lot of times we hear this, you know, my kid is this age, but they're really advanced and they're up to this level, and that's great. But they're probably not at that level on every single thing that they do. And there's different things that you can do, like a puzzle, to sit and work with the hand-eye coordination and problem solving with that. A lot of people haven't done anything like that, and that opens up a whole nother realm. So a lot of great tips like that, and of course we're available all year long to help out with that as well
Yeah,
at the store.
anytime I come into the store, I always want to find something different, educational, crafty. So definitely, childrensworlduniform.com, and check out experiencegoodwill.org for when Tim is going to be in our area. And now I want to, actually, I hope they can show the pictures. This past Saturday, we had a fabulous, and I'm going to tell you how fabulous it is as soon as I see the picture of it. Oh, yes, because it's close to Goodwill, not Goodwill, Halloween. Goodwill is the Halloween headquarters. And this past Saturday, we had the princesses to come out, and you can see the schedule right there. We have every Saturday from 10 to 11 special guests, and we had a bunch of princesses come out this past Saturday to help the little princesses find their costumes. And next week is going to be, time for the readers, but anyway, vampires. We're going to have vampires this coming Saturday on the 10th. So definitely check that out. Oh, see, that's one of the little princesses who found her costume. Tell me that was not adorable. It was princesses galore in all the Goodwills, and it was fabulous. Again, next week is vampires. We're going to have real vampires helping you find your vampire costume. And then we're going to have on the 17th, if you want to dress like a nurse or a doctor or something like that, we're going to have specialty costume people there. And then pirates and gypsies on the 24th. So that's going to be cool. Do your children know what they're going to be for Halloween?
I've heard a few different things so far that they want to be. They have a list. They have to go and look at Party City and all the different places and make. Yeah.
No, they're going to Goodwill.
That's true. That's
They're
going
going
to
to
Goodwill. I just said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I was just going to say, my daughter does different things, so she's doing 2 different ones, but she just said her and some of her other girlfriends were going to be farm animals. So she said she needed to find like a black leotard with some black things, and I thought, you know what, we are going to go to Goodwill, and she'll be the cutest horse out there.
Oh, God. What is Faith going to be?
We're going to be at the Taylor Swift concert,
Oh,
actually.
that's right. Which you got from, did you win it from? No.
From you, sorry.
We tried to get that, but we've already seen Taylor Swift nosebleed, and I didn't want to do nosebleed again. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll have to, hopefully next time.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm jealous because
Yeah.
I love Taylor Swift. But
Me too.
definitely, if you're looking for a Halloween costume, come into any of the Goodwill locations. We have a big book, and we have specialty costumier people on hand to help you find it. Just like you were saying, something unique. They'll put together a plan and help you go through the store to find that stuff.
because I need a
Oh,
costume.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Then
Absolutely.
I'm done. I gotta
Because
go.
I always have
Yeah.
to be the one of a kind. I mean, I have my tiara, but I need the rest. So,
Exactly.
yes. And again, fabulous place. I hope you do go to Goodwill. Again, thank you so much for joining us, Melissa and Kim and Tim. Oh, it's like a song. But anyway, and I hope we shared some wonderful good news with you. And join us next Sunday at 9:30, where we'll have even more good news. Thanks for joining us.